Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Legacy. This one's gonna be a short one, because maybe it might not be. But it might be a short one because I recorded an entire episode. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's just loud. But the thing about that is my mic, for some reason OBS wasn't set up to record my mic. So I had, honestly, not all that good commentary. It was mostly me musing on some stuff while I worked on the hot air balloon and found some sheep. Didn't record any of that. I am proper miffed. Just really jingles my bells. So yeah. Guess I'll go over what we did. I got this meanie goodness chest, and it's a double chest that's almost full of meat. You can access it in these two chests as well. I cut down some wood because we were out. I got actually quite a bit of work done on the sphere. It's now almost half done on the main circles. What else did we do? Not much. I sheared a bunch of sheep and did all that off-camera work, and none of it saved. So I am disgruntled, to say the least. It's hasn't ruined my day, but like, it's not pleasant. School started today, so I don't know how that's gonna affect my episodes. I think I'll try and keep up the usual schedule for a week where I don't screw up and lose an entire episode's worth of recording. And if I can't keep that up, I'll probably just cut one episode and have Legacy be a Tuesday, Thursday thing and move Yondercraft to Saturday. And we'll just do 3 videos a week instead of 4. Speaking of school starting up, completely tore up my hands trying to get around. I use a wheelchair for long distance because my legs can't handle much more than a trip to like Rite Aid where I'm picking up 2 things. Like the pack of bandages that I had to pick up to cover the massive blisters on my fingers. Yeah, the sidewalks in my city are not great, and because I don't have a parking pass for the campus, which I was supposed to buy tonight, so I guess I'll do that when I'm done recording. I had to wheel pretty far on sidewalks that are absolutely not designed to be wheelchair friendly in the slightest, which really kind of sucks, because now I have a bunch of massive blisters on my hand, or both my hands actually, and like I was even wearing the gloves that are supposed to help me not get massive blisters on my hands. I mean, there's not much I can really do about it. I just have massive blisters on my hands that I have to deal with now. But it's frustrating. Good news is I've got some rides and stuff figured out, so hopefully it won't be an issue. Yeah, I didn't do much in the recording. It was mostly me rambling, being introspective. We're gonna go do some building because I'm just irked enough where, like, if I build it'll make me feel better. So we're gonna do that. No clue what, but it'll happen. Oh, I have sand, I can make TNT. We're gonna do that first, because that will make everything better. Just a little bit though, only 1 piece. Slowly stockpile it up. Now have 6 pieces, or 7 pieces, that's not where the sand goes. While I was doing the off-camera work, I think I found one of my oh, there's monsters over there, okay, I can't do that. What was I doing? Building, right. I found, I think, my favorite little bit of generation in this world. There's a really, I'm not going to go over there because I will get killed. I'll get murked. but I'll see if I can remember to show you once it's light. There's a little flower that spawned on the one itty bitty patch of block of grass on the side of a sheer cliff. And it's so simple, but I really like it. It's one of my favorite little bits of simple generation. I'm sorry. What on earth are you doing? No. No. Bad. We don't tolerate that in this house. Now I have to go get that. Rude. Ouch. That was my own fault. This place is mildly dangerous. How do you guys keep getting up here? I mean, I'll take the wool. You're not a sorta sheep. Take the wool, but like, how? I think this one's just going to be a house. I'm not really in the mood to try and make it special. So we'll just... a building. Made of squares. I see you. I win the range war. Ow. I win the range war. Sorta sheep. Yeah, this sorta sheep is pretty much what I spent my entire off-camera work doing. Running around, punching sheep, yelling sorta sheep, being anxious because school started. You know, the usual. I don't want to build it here. I think I don't really want to build anywhere up here. I haven't had the inspiration to work on this area in a little while. Shame, too, because I think it would look really cool if I had all of it. Oh, right, I need to do a bunch of terraforming is why. There's not a lot that I really want to do now. Because I lost all the episode I did, and I even had a thumbnail ready. Oh, the woes of someone who lives in a first world country. Guess I'll put this stuff back since nothing's really jumping out at me as definite building project I'd like to work on right this second. So instead of doing any of that, I'll use my 9 wool and go, oh, I already have some out there, and go work on the hot air balloon. And maybe the sun will be up and I'll go add more to the secret project, which isn't really a secret. And, you know, maybe I'll have some thoughts and I'll be able to use the thumbnail I made. Maybe not. It'll be pretty easy to edit the thumbnail though. Just sometimes things get to you. Sometimes things really get to you. Oh, right. There we go. Yeah. So my hands are all torn up right now and I'm a little yikes about that. Because I kind of use my hands for a lot of things. Like getting around outside the house most of the time. Even when I'm not using my wheels, I'm using a cane, just because that's the point at which my legs are at. So I think that's pretty nice. Something that I think is cool about this game, about creation in general, is that before I started up this world, before I started placing blocks down, this was all just a thought. A series of electric pulses in my synapses that translates into something I understand as thought. And what I've done with it is I've taken this game that is made up of a facsimile of those electric pulses in my head that trick a rock, basically, into thinking in a similar way that I do, into into having thoughts, into having electric dreams, and I took it and I took someone else's creation. I took someone else's thoughts, someone else's work, and I took these little three-dimensional cubes that can be translated into just a bunch of ones and zeros, a bunch of electric pulses, and I took these cubes and I used the electric pulses in my head to change the electric pulses in the computer and create something that I think is pretty cool. Not because it's super detailed, not because it looks super cool or anything, but because I took a thought and I turned it into a thing. And it took time and effort, and that's why I think it's cool. Humans have this genuinely unique ability. Like, some of the things we do are unique to Homo sapiens specifically. You don't find them in other, even in most other genus of Homo. They're Homo neanderthal, Homo erectus. They didn't make art, make things. They didn't do things that are innately human the way we do. They didn't. There isn't evidence of them. Ooh, more sheep. Taking the electric impulses inside their heads, taking their thoughts, their dreams, their wants and needs, their ideas, and using their hands, their skills, what the tools they had at their disposal to turn it into something. An archaeological site can have dozens of bones in it, but if you start finding little trinkets, little ivory mammoths, little toys carved with bone and wood and stone, it's a pretty big hint that it's a human settlement you found, not one of our distant relatives. So I think it's any art that a human makes is innately pretty cool in my book. Anything a human creates is pretty cool in my book, just because it's so uniquely us. And then even among humans, the way we create things is so amazingly varied. You can take 10 different people and tell them to draw a flower, and you're gonna get 10 different flowers. They might be very similar 6-petal circle center flowers, but each one's going to be different in a unique way that is unique to the person who drew it. Castles are a very common thing in Minecraft. If you've played Minecraft, chances are you've built a castle. Or if you're a newer player, chances are you've built a cottage. You've built a little house by a river or in the forest, and it can be inspired by something someone else built, but unless you work hard to copy it block for block, it's going to be uniquely you. It's going to be your build style. It's going to be your block palette. And that's something that's unique to humans. Like, you will get the occasion, sometimes animals will paint. There's cats that paint, there's dogs that paint, I'm fairly certain. I know there's elephants that paint, but the sheer variety in the ways that humans create is, frankly, it's mesmerizing. The way that you can tell two humans to do one thing and get so many unique different incarnations of that thing. It's amazing. And, like, I know my stuff isn't particularly good. I am a bit of a mega builder, but this isn't something I do for a living or anything. This isn't something that I've spent time honing. I don't have a creative build world where I genuinely think about what I can do with composition in my builds, how I can make my builds interesting. At most, I have a redstone testing world where I test out piston doors that I've built 13 times over just to make sure they still work, because I'm that kind of redstoner. This isn't, like, my specialty. It's just something I enjoy. And I think it's... I was going somewhere with that story. I'm no exceptionally great builder. I am no amazingly talented redstoner, but I think that even though I'm not this amazing builder, I'm not this talented redstoner, I'm just an idiot with a computer that can run Minecraft. I think it's really cool that literally anything I build is going to be good by virtue of it being unique. I guarantee you, if you play Minecraft and you've built something, even if it was inspired by something someone else built, no one built it exactly like you. You may have copied that guy's style in the way that he built his base. You may have copied that girl's build palette, but the way you executed it is uniquely you. And that's extended all throughout human history. You can dig up items that are clearly like the same type of item. If you've heard of them, there's these Venus figures, and they're not actually figures of Venus, but at the time they were discovered, that was the words that we used to describe them. There's new words now, but it's been a while since I've taken that class, so I don't quite remember. Sort of sheep. There's these Venus figures, and they're very different from each other, but they're all, like, they all have the same features. They all sport the same body type. They're unique. They're the same thing, copied over and over, but they're done in a unique way each time they're found. No Venus is the same as another Venus. You can find dozens of Venuses scattered across dozens of archaeological sites, and none will be the same, and that's something that spanned the entirety of human history. You can take a dozen Minecrafters' castles, a dozen Minecrafters' cottages, a dozen Minecrafters' dirt huts, and none will be exactly the same. The dirt huts might be exceptionally similar, but none will be the exact same. And it's an imprint, really, of the builder, of you. If you've ever built something in Minecraft, even if it's something as simple as a sign saying, I was here, you've left your mark on the world, and you've left a little bit of you in the world. You've left a little bit of the electric impulses of your thoughts in the Minecraft world, regardless of whether or not you intended to. If you've ever logged onto a server, you have, by nature, left a little bit of you in that server, because if you've logged onto a server, chances are you've built something on there. Even if it was as simple as an itty-bitty little cottage, or something as grand as a cathedral that reaches build height. That build is quite honestly an imprint of you. Your build style is completely unique to you. You can emulate other builders, and frankly, once you reach a certain amount of skill, you're probably going to have a lot of people who build similar to you, just by nature of how working in variety and stuff works on builds, there's going to be a lot of people who probably build with a similar style to you, but no one can build the exact same. You have to try very hard to build exactly identical to someone in Minecraft. You have to work at it to copy something block for block, and I personally find it very difficult to do. It's not easy to copy something block for block. You have to either be following a very detailed tutorial, or you have to like have a reference image or a set of reference images that are very detailed, very close up. And then you have to be able to count. You have to be able to count that, yup, this goes there, this goes here, this is X many blocks away from Y. And that's not easy to do. I don't actually know many people who copy something block for block. It's a very difficult thing to do. Because it's more natural to just take the thoughts, the impulses, the dreams that you have, and build them out in your own style. Yeah, there may be something similar. These slab pads are not my own creation, but I'm the only person to have done these exactly the way I did, with 2 cobblestone to the side of each, torches behind, wood in between. I'm the only person who did that exactly that way. And that's because I'm the only person who's built this specific wall exactly the way I've built it. There is nothing else in any other Minecraft world that is like this. And I think that's the coolest thing. Yeah, there might be other walls that have these little necromancer installations in them. There might be other castles that have the necromancer installations in them. But I'm the only person to have done it exactly the way I did. And I think it's amazing that humans have the ability to do that. We can think very similar thoughts, but everything about ourselves is uniquely us. Another very cool thing about art and creation specifically is that when it starts out, it's not, often I find it's not concrete, it's an idea. It's just some thoughts, some electric impulses in your brain. Just a little bit of electricity, a few watts of power. And we translate these into thoughts. We interpret these as thoughts, and we take these thoughts, and we take these these little 3D blocks in a video game, or we take these little 3D blocks in a video game, we take these paintbrushes, we take these pencils, we take these digital art programs, we take these instruments, we take whatever we can, we take whatever we can get our hands on. I'm dead. Stop it. We take whatever we can get our hands on, and we have these thoughts that we cannot help but try and translate into something that others can appreciate too. We take these thoughts and we turn them into these things, and we say, hey guys, look at what I've made. Look at what I've created. Look at this thought that I had. And even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way we... Ouch. I don't know. I'm dead. Exactly the way we think it would, it's still... Even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way we think it would, it's still very cool. Because it wasn't anything. At first it was a little more than a few electric pulses. A little more than a few ones and zeros in your head. And we take these things and we turn them into a wall with necromancer panels. We turn them into a fishing village. We turn them into a cathedral, a cottage, into so many things. And even if it's similar to what other people have done, even if it's directly inspired by what other people have done, it's not the same. It is uniquely us. We've taken these thoughts, these ideas, and we've turned them into these things. And I think that's a very, I can't put this on like that. I think that's it's an amazing thing that humans can do. It's frankly one of our best skills, our ability to think of something and then find a way to express it. And yeah, some people might know more technical ways to do it. Some people might know how to get a piece of fruit to look like it is illuminated in an oil painting. Some people might know how to build a castle that reaches build height that's so detailed you frankly wonder how they remembered all those details. And it's uniquely them. And it's a thought that they had in their head. It's a thought that they had, an idea, and they turned it into something amazing. And I think that's genuinely one of humanity's best skills. Anyways, I am so over time, it is not even funny, so I hope you enjoyed the really long episode. Thank you for watching. If you're part of the morning crew, I hope you have a great day. If you're part of the evening crew, I hope your day has been great. And if you're part of the afternoon crew, well, I hope your day is going alright. I've been Ruby Robotic, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode.